Kids, let me tell you about another so-called wicked guy. He had long hair and some wild ideas, and he didn't always do what other people thought was right. And that man's name was... I forget. But the point is... I forget that, too. Marge, you know who I'm talking about. He used to drive that blue car.
My name's Francis Sawyer. But everybody calls me Psycho. Any of you guys call me Francis, and I'll kill you. Ooh. You just made the list, buddy.
Ooh.
And I don't like nobody touching my stuff.
Touch.
So just keep your meat hooks off. If I catch any of you guys in my stuff...
Hey, I know what this is. It's whiskey.
Smells awful.
Well, all whiskey smells awful.
Then why do people drink it?
Well, it's like when grown-ups have a party. They drink it to have a good time.
Gee, if it's a party, don't they have a good time anyway?
Well, grown-ups have a harder time having a good time than kids do.
It's time to go fishing with your buddy Jerry. Welcome to Jerry's Bait and Tackle Outdoor Show. Heard exclusively on the voice of Muscatine, AM 860 KWPC. Now you can call Jerry with any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, or just to find out where the fish are biting. The phone number is 563-263-8600. Jer, let's start the show.
Well, good Friday morning. Good Friday morning. Right?
That's right.
Good Friday morning. That sounds right to me.
Sounds right.
Hi, you're on Jerry's Bait and Tackle Outdoor Show. We're ready to go. We'll see how far we get along in this week. Last 3 or 4 weeks, boy, we has run off the rails. But we have Dan from Tagalong Outdoors is our special guest today. He runs a boat charter around local waters out there on the Mississippi. We'll be getting him in a little bit. We're going to get through the fishing report here and tell you what exactly is going on. And what is going on is, well, how does that go? How deep's the water, Mama? 5 feet rising. Something like that.
Yeah,
Johnny Cash did that. A little known fact about Johnny Cash is that he often wrote songs for different artists. He never took credit for it. And one of the most famous songs he ever did was Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones.
Wikipedia does not lie.
It does not lie. If it's on the internet, it's true.
That's right.
Unless it's about me or brother Dave Styles.
Yeah.
That's your moniker. I caught it this week.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Happy Dave Hour or whatever.
Yeah.
You call it on the FM side.
Yeah.
You play some songs on there that... I remember when I first heard them songs, there was, let's say, an odor in the air.
Might be from those sandwiches you've been eating.
It might be the sandwiches.
Or maybe you didn't wash your hands after you went fishing.
It could be. It's hard to say. But, yeah, speaking of sandwiches, I want to make sure we get our sponsors in here. The Sicilian Pizzeria up there in Wilton. Kathy, my girlfriend's been out of town. She's been in Bridgeport, Connecticut, so I've been pretty much on my own this week for taking care of myself and feeding myself, which is easy to do with a little touch of my phone at 563-732-9696. I call the Sicilian, and they know my ring, and they say, hey, what do you want, Jerry? And, well, let's try that Italian beef again. I'm kind of in the mood for another Italian beef. So I have them sandwiches, and boy, when I get them, I got to eat the whole thing. I just can't eat half of it and put the other half away.
Is that those 5-pound sandwiches you're always talking about?
Oh, yeah. They're nutritious, the cornerstone of any healthy American diet. But, hey, give them a try. I guarantee it. Go see my good friend Gary Brown up there at the Sicilian. What we got going on right now is not a lot of reports coming in. First off, we had, if you were out Saturday, you probably got a sunburn. And then Monday, you had to find your winter coat. So that kind of screwed up the week a little bit. Not so much the fish, but a lot of the fishermen, they're like, screw this, I'm going back in. But what I can tell you, what I do know is this. I went to bed Wednesday night, about 6:30. I had a crushing headache. All of a sudden, I get a crushing aneurysm. It's like, you know what, I'm going to lay down for a little bit. So I laid down, had the TV on, and I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning to an infomercial going on. I was like, well, I guess I must have slept. So I got up, went to work really early at 4 a.m., and I was back in Wilton by noon. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to take a little opportunity. So I went out to F70. And what I'm talking about, F70 is out there by the Cedar Bridge. Bluegill, I must have caught 30 bluegill, about 3 or 4 crappie, couple northern. Everything was biting real good. Now, the water's up about a foot out there, but the bluegill were biting. There was quite a few of them were dinks, but about every 5th cast or so, I would pick up a decent bluegill. Randy called in this morning. He's on assignment doing a job. Bullheads and catfish are biting down at Lake Odessa, and Randy says it's phenomenal. Somebody brought in a 3.5-pound bullhead into the shop.
Wow.
So that's a pretty decent bullhead. I remember last summer we were talking and somebody caught a 4-pound bullhead down there. So those are pretty sizable fish. Now you got to remember these are fishermen, so probably subtract a little bit from that.
Maybe 3 pounds off of that?
Yeah,
A little tiny minnow.
Hard to say. But now Randy's pretty up on them. They're pretty excited about that. Before we get into the crux of the show here, I do have
Crutch is right.
I got one thing here. The most asked question in the bait shop. I guess Menards is having a heck of a sale on kayaks out there. I mean, real cheap. I mean, like $160, $175. So everybody's running out buying those kayaks. They're asking me what the laws are as far as registering them kayaks. So I got a hold of the DNR, and this is how I know it according to their regs. A kayak or canoe that is under 13 foot does not, I repeat, does not have to be registered in the state of Iowa. So you don't have to register it as a boat. As long as it's under 13 foot, you're totally legal. Blow-up rafts, anything like that, flotation device, if they're under 7 foot, you don't have to register them. Like Dave, he usually uses a Daffy Duck floaty ring thing. Don't have to register that either.
Oh, that's
You're
good.
Good to go. So anyway, that's what's going on. If you're going to go out there and buy them kayaks, look for about 2 months. I think on Craigslist you're going to see kayaks for $50. Kayaks are a little bit different beast. They look fun, and they're great down at deep lakes down there. Take them down there and have a good time. You're listening to Jerry's Bait and Tackle Outdoor Show. We're on KWPC AM 860. You can give us a call at 563-263-8600 if you got any questions for me, Brother Dave Stiles, or my guest Dan. And we'll be taking your phone calls right after this. We'll slide into a commercial break and be right back.
The place where he was born and raised.
Sounds like a place to fish or biting down at the bottoms. This is Randy Brewer from the Outback Bait and Tackle Shop. When you're ready to go fishing, to hit the river and local fishing holes, come and see me. I've been fishing our local areas for over 40 years. I'll be able to set you up with the right bait and tackle for our fishing holes in the area. I'll even throw in some of my experience fishing advice. So before you head out to your fishing hole, come see me at the RB's Outback Bait and Tackle, located 16114 County Road X61 here in Muscatine. Call me at 563-506-0490. Sign says 9 to 5. Call anytime after. We'll get your bait.
Let the Sicilian Pizzeria of Wilton treat your family to dinner tonight. Their dough is made fresh every day with only the freshest ingredients, so you're guaranteed to taste the difference. Offering classic specialty pizzas like Sammy the Bull, the Palermo, the Gladiator, the German, the Viagra, and many more. Try one of their killer subs, calzones, or pasta dishes if you're looking for something different. Make sure you start your meal off with one of their mouth-watering appetizers, Asiago tomatoes, cheesy garlic bread, or their famous seafood bruschetta. Call the Sicilian Pizzeria in Wilton for pickup or delivery today. 563-732-9396. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
This is Rachel Riley Smock, supervisor of the Muscatine MCSA Domestic Violence Shelter. We need to keep our shelter open. It offers safety and security, the healing nature of contact with others in the same position, and availability of trained staff whenever needed, and a 24-hour crisis line. Unfortunately, the need for the MCSA Domestic Violence Shelter in Muscatine is great. Last year, the shelter served 85 women and children and had to turn away 201 others because it was full. Please consider giving a tax-deductible gift to the Transition Fund. Thank you so much for your time and attention. We know that Muscatine is a kind and caring community and that giving the opportunity will help our neighbors. Please send your donation to the Save Our Shelter campaign at MCSA Domestic Violence Shelter, 312 Iowa Avenue, Muscatine, Iowa, 52761. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, Rachel Riley Smock, at 563-264-3278. Thank you so much again.
All right, we're back. We have a special guest here. He was here last year. If y'all remember, it's Dan from Tag Along Outdoors. And what's nice about Dan is he actually runs a charter boat operation, I guess we can say, on Mississippi and Lake Odessa and kind of area lakes. Well, Dan, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your company does?
Well, I just like to take people out fishing. I like to get out there and show people what the nature and the world of this area has to offer. Lots of young folks out there with young families can't afford their own setups and fishing boats and all the gear to take the kids out to enjoy the outdoors, but I've got everything available and ready and spare stuff for people to use if they need to, and get your kids out, your grandpa.
Yeah,
need a little help getting grandpa in the car and in the boat. I'm there for you.
Yeah, you were out there at the outdoor show we had here a few weeks ago, and you had your setup out there with the canopy over your boat, and it looked like it nice. And interesting enough, when I was standing there talking to you, there was a guy that came up, and he was wondering about his father's getting to the age now that he's not mobile enough to get out there, and and they don't want to invest in a boat or something like that.
Well, a lot of seniors have either let their boats go because it's so much trouble for them to get it ready and maintain it. Yeah. And when you get to that age where you can't handle the equipment, but you still have a desire.
Right.
I'm here, a short notice, I can get you in the next day usually, and of course, barring the flooding river, but there's plenty of lakes around, and the upcoming crappie and bluegill is heading in here, so I'm starting to look at heading down to Belvedere and Big Hollow and Rathbun.
Yeah, and that's what I think what was interesting about it for these people. They just want to get out and take a day trip. Don't necessarily have to fish. Right?
True.
If you just want to go out sightseeing, this and that.
There's visitors to Muscatine that are curious about the environment around here. And, of course, once you get south of Muscatine
well, that's GPC,
where you don't have smokestacks and pumps and lots of noise, but amazingly, there's a lot of fish down there around them noisy places. But
any two-headed fish?
I haven't seen any yet, but I've heard that they're starting to develop.
All right.
Well, usually the six-legged frogs take care of the two-headed fish. But anyway, Randy was saying something about you. You go down to his shop quite a bit, so you must go down and frequent the breaks quite a bit.
Well, there's quite a bit of fishing south of Muscatine, but pretty much have to travel into Louisa County to check out the local area here the best. But there's good fishing all over southeast Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
And right now with the rivers getting up and muddy, now's the time to look at the lakes, and they'll warm up quicker and put out the crappie and the bluegill here.
Oh, absolutely. And especially now we're going to be getting into holiday season here, which you got Memorial Day, 4th of July.
I like middle of the week fishing. So
Middle of the
everybody
week.
that wants to get out without the crowds, let me know.
Right, absolutely. Like I said, with this is going to be a big holiday weekend here. Basically, it kicks off spring, which is Easter. And I remember when I was a kid, you get all these basket of candies and cookies and all that good stuff. And then I had this one crazy Aunt Mary. Oh, good God. She'd be the one that always gave you socks for Christmas and stuff like that. So I'm just so glad those days are behind me. So,
I think we got a phone call.
we got a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry's Bait and Tackle Show.
Ho, 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 it's Easter.
Oh, good God.
Where do you get these guys from?
This isn't a guy.
Hello?
This is my Aunt Mary.
Aunt Mary.
Hello, Aunt Mary.
Hi, Jerry. Hi.
How are you doing, sweetheart?
Oh, just great. How are you, honey? It's Easter,
Oh, yes, it's Easter.
It's Good Friday today.
Yes, it is. It's
yeah,
Good
Uncle
Friday.
Ed's going to take me up to the Red Lobster.
Up to the Red Lobster. You got a coupon for that?
Uh-huh. They have those delicious little cheddar biscuits. Have you had those things?
No, ma'am, I
you
have
should
not.
have those at the bait shop. I had the fish with lava.
You need to serve rabbit on Easter.
Rabbit on
There.
Easter.
Yeah.
Hey, a couple months ago there, Aunt Mary, sorry about that whole pulling the plug thing on you when you were in the hospital. We weren't for sure if you were really going to make her back out, my dear. Nothing personal.
Well, I tell you, it put a little scare in me.
How's that,
So
my
how
dear?
have you been? I just wanted to call and invite you over for Easter dinner.
Well, I'm
We're
sorry.
going to have the egg hunt like we always do, and I have your basket.
Well, I'm 47 years old, and I have the bait shop, and it's open all day on Sunday. We'll be open from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday, so I'm going to have to take a rain check.
Well,
on it.
everyone's going to be here. You should come over because, I got your socks. They're going to be in the basket. I know you like
boy.
socks.
Well, Dan's kind of flagging me down, Aunt Mary. We kind of got to get on with the show. So if I don't see you in the next 5 or 10 years, I'll text you or email you.
Well, let's get Aunt Mary out fishing.
Well, if you want to take her out
Thank
fishing,
you.
Dan, you can.
Sounds like fun.
Well, here you go, Aunt Mary. I got you a date set up.
That's excellent. I'll get rid of the old man. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Aunt Mary.
Give me a call, man.
He has coupons.
You don't have coupons, do you?
No.
No. But anyway, back to
My
our...
rates are reasonable all the time. I don't need them.
Oh, yeah. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family.
That's
I
true.
guess that's what they say.
Right.
So anyway, what we're talking about, I was reading, and you do have a website, and you do have a Facebook page, but you admit that
Yeah, I'm electronically media
challenged a little
very
bit.
Challenged, yeah.
First thing you got to do is go out and find you a 10-year-old nephew or a 7-year-old grandson, and they can, well, here's your problem. You haven't embedded your HTML, blah, 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 blah.
You're right.
Click,
There's
click.
a lot to it that I'm not up to speed. Let's just fish. Here.
Yeah, let's just give you a call. And if somebody wanted to call you, what would be the number they could call you at?
Give me a call, 563-571-1306. Give me a call any time of the day, any time of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be glad to talk to you.
So if I had a snoot full and I decided to go fishing at 2 a.m.
I've had a couple of those.
Hey, I want to go fishing. Take me fishing. Yeah, big baloney.
It happens.
It
but
happens.
If
But-
you're too drunk to fish, I'm sorry.
Right.
Safety's an issue
Right.
for me.
Yeah, and
You
I
can always
did,
use
I
them
did-
for fish bait.
I did read
Anchor.
that. I did read that on your website. And also, you must be quite of a cook, too.
I've cooked since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was always right up there on the stool watching Grandma, and nothing beats Grandma's cooking, of course. So I try to do the best I can to imitate what she did.
So what would be a typical excursion?
Oh, a normal day, you would meet me at the water and get in, and we'd make our game plan of where to make a stops to catch some fish. But we're out there long enough. We get out and stretch our legs a time or two, and if we're out for a whole day trip, we'll stop and do a shore lunch, cook you up fresh fish or whatever I've got on hand, and everybody out in the outdoors likes to eat well, and that's I eat better usually when I'm out than when I'm at home.
What are the packages run? Is it like for 4 hours, 8 hours, or a day?
For young families, and with the kids, focus time is pretty low. So you take them out for a couple hours, and that's probably a reasonable amount of time, so they don't lose their interest. But serious fishermen, if you want to go out for half a day, $75 for 4 or 5 hours of solid fishing.
Yeah.
I'll bring a bag lunch for you. Always have a cooler with some water, but you're welcome to bring your own drinks.
Barley pop?
Within reason. I wouldn't want to see you pull up with a couple cases of beer for a few hours.
I said barley pop.
But
I didn't say beer.
I'm not opposed to people drinking. I just when people had a few too many and decide to go out, it's dangerous for everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Being serious, that you hit it right on the head. Being serious,
because we're out to have fun. I'm not out to, and I am versed in first aid and CPR.
Yes.
And I've been certified. So
and right there, just the economics of it is maybe you were thinking about getting a boat, or maybe you're on the fence. $75. That's
for the half-day trip. But
that's for a half-day
trip. For a couple hours out on the river, $40.
And maybe that'll seem it right. You go out and price a new 16-foot 2014
go to the
low
bowling
boat.
alley with your kids.
Yep, absolutely. You can't beat that. You were also saying, too, if you lack the fishing equipment, you can supply equipment, too?
That's right. I've always got my own arsenal of fishing gear and keep it all cleaned up and ready to use. And I allow anybody that don't have what should be used for that situation. I have everything in hand, so bring what you have if you got something you like, and if you don't worry about it. We got plenty of stuff to fish with.
Right, and it's good to remember, too, that all rules apply. Just because, say you're not an avid fisherman, you call Dan up, say, hey, I'd like to go out for one of these half-day excursions, they still have to have a license.
Correct. If they're 16 or over, you have to have a license for the state of Iowa. For the Mississippi River fishing, all Illinois residents are allowed to use their Illinois fishing license, and it's valid on the Mississippi. But once you hit 16, that's the golden age for you start paying for your fun.
That's when it starts.
But there's there's 1-day licenses available, 3-day and 7-day at outlets where you buy Menards 24/7. You can go out there and get a license, but just for a 1 day is only $7, I believe. It's pretty reasonable. But.
So when would you say is your busiest time? If somebody was thinking about doing this, it's best obviously to call ahead and
correct. Well, during the crappie and the bluegill spawn,
which should be coming pretty quick.
Oh, it's getting ready.
Yeah.
But we're delayed this year due to the weather, which is kind of nice if you're not ready.
Yeah.
So I'd say in the next 2 to 3 weeks, lakes are going to start taking off.
I would say so, too. I think the rule of thumb I always use is the water's got to be between about 50 and 60 degrees for the spawn to start. Right now, it's looking about 40, 49, I think. I think there's my report here.
Right, so the walleye are just at the end of theirs right now. But now that the river's pretty ugly, I'm not going to focus much time on that for a few weeks. But right now, the lakes are starting to get up to the 50-degree mark, and the crappie start up at about 60. So,
all right, that's like I said, I've seen your outfit, and it's a nice boat. I mean, we're not talking about it's some beat-up John boat with Budweiser stickers on the side of it.
Right, and I like to keep it clean. It's a fishing boat, but it's still a comfortable boat.
Yeah.
I carpeted and cushioned, and take off your shoes and relax.
You got the kind of the pop-up awning that goes over, so you're not getting baked
Middle
out
of the
there.
day, you get your head baked. We'll put the shade up.
Well, when we're talking baked, Dave, we're talking about the sun hitting you. That's what we mean by getting baked.
I had one of those donuts this morning. It had some flakes on top.
It's also handy when a straight down rain.
Right.
And, some fishing is good on the rainy days.
Yep, absolutely. All right, I think we're going to slide into a commercial break, and we're going to be right back.
Thanks, Jerry.
Place where he was born and
Sounds like a place to fish or biting down at the bottoms. This is Randy Brewer from the Outback Bait and Tackle Shop. When you're ready to go fishing, to hit the river and local fishing holes, come and see me. I've been fishing our local areas for over 40 years. I'll be able to set you up with the right bait and tackle for our fishing holes in the area. I'll even throw in some of my experienced fishing advice. So before you head out to your fishing hole, come see me at the RB's Outback Bait and Tackle, located 16114 County Road X61 here in Muscatine. Call me at 563-506-0490. Sign says 9 to 5. Call anytime after. We'll get your bait.
Let the Sicilian Pizzeria of Wilton treat your family to dinner tonight. Their dough is made fresh every day with only the freshest ingredients, so you're guaranteed to taste the difference. Offering classic specialty pizzas like Sammy the Bull, the Palermo, the Gladiator, the German, the Viagra, and many more. Try one of their killer subs, calzones, or pasta dishes if you're looking for something different. Make sure you start your meal off with one of their mouth-watering appetizers, Asiago tomatoes, cheesy garlic bread, or their famous seafood bruschetta. Call the Sicilian Pizzeria in Wilton for pickup or delivery today. 563-732-9396. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
All right, we are back on the air. What do I see?
Well, I'm not sure, but I was in my haste. I forgot to write down the phone number if you want to take the boat out on the river. Can you repeat that number for me?
Yeah, you want to know your number again.
Yeah, give me a call at Tag Along Outdoors, 563-571-1306.
571-1306.
We'll see you on the water.
All right. You seen that too out there?
Yep, I think I see it on the horizon.
It's a green glow. I'm not sure what's going on out there. It's
Hey.
aliens.
You need to get more than 4 hours of sleep. Never ever come in here without more than 4
I know.
hours of sleep. Bud.
Might be the Flying Dutchman out there. I don't know.
Oh, there it is. Captain Katie's coming down.
Have that locked under her desk. Captain Katie, reaching your hand to pull out a gift. Captain Katie, a fine inner fisherman you ever did see. Captain Katie, that's why we call her Captain QT. Captain Katie, Captain Katie, Captain Katie, Captain Katie's magical tackle box. Arr.
Pirate's got to do something with that rasp in his throat. We got a victim on the. We got a caller on the line there.
Who do we got on this morning?
Hello.
Hello.
They didn't want to hang around, I guess. Chased them away with that singing, I guess.
I guess so.
We'll try that again. Let's see here. Anybody there? Nope. Just small bell.
All right. Well, there it goes. There it goes. There's a little lightning flash.
There we go. Hello.
Jerry's Bait and Tackle Show. You're on the air.
Yeah, I was calling to win the prize.
Well, you won, my dear.
Great.
Just come on out here to the radio station and see Captain Katie at the front desk, and she'll let you roll around in the tackle box there, and you pick out whatever you want.
Okay, thank you.
Cool beans.
I'm going to call that guy with the boat, too, to take my grandkids out.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Enjoy your show.
Oh, thank you.
You got a fan.
That makes 4. We're just working our way up the ladder. No, we make a lot of fun out here, but actually our show is becoming pretty popular. I get a lot of emails, a lot of support. I really appreciate it.
I don't have no idea why anybody want to listen to this catastrophe.
It's
of
kind of
a
like
train
watching a car wreck in slow motion. You can't take your eyes off of it. But I'm just glad you guys like the way we're kind of goofy in here. I try to be serious, but these guys, they just pull me in all different directions.
Hey, speak for yourself.
But anyway, we're talking with Dan here, and which brings up a point. We're going to be on to mushroom hunting here pretty quick. What'll be the chances you taking somebody out on the islands and looking for mushrooms? You know, some people can't get out to the islands.
Well, as soon as they get the water to go down enough to grow some mushrooms, if we're out there, we could always stop and look.
Yeah.
But I'm allergic to them, so I spend my time throwing the jigs up towards the bank for them crappies and bluegills. But
Yeah, like I said, it's not only fishing. There's lots of things that you can do.
I get less ticks when I spend time in my boat.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Last 3 or 4 times I went out mushroom hunting, I'm picking ticks on me for 2 or 3 days.
You got more ticks than mushrooms.
Right. So, anyway, we're going to probably slide out of here and wrap it up. We've had Dan from Tag Along Outdoors. He's on Facebook. He's also on the web. You can find him. Shout that number out one more time.
Yeah, it's 563-571-1306. And you can find me on the web at tagalongoutdoors.com.
All right, cool beans. Just a little heads up. I got my girl Paula. She's headed up to get me some squid right now. So we're going to try this out. I did some research on it. Some guys from Virginia were talking about this. They said, you know what? Squid really works good for catch catfish. And I said, well, if I can find some, I'll get it in the shop. So I got a supply coming. So we're going to give her a try.
Sounds like the fish eat better than I do.
Well, I put it on a calamari plate. We got one final phone call. Hello, you're on Jerry's Bait and Tackle Outdoor Show.
Yeah, I'm calling about the free fishing stuff.
You missed the boat on that.
Well, some guy told me to hold on for a minute.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Dave owes you some fishing stuff. That's fine. I tell you what, we'll just double dipper this week. That'll cost me $80, but anyway, no, just come on out here to the radio.
I could turn your microphone off.
You sure could. There'd be a lot of people. You'd hear people applauding all over the country. Thank God you saved us. No, I tell you what, bud, just come on out here to the radio station and talk to Captain Katie. You know, set it up for twofer. Now this means nobody gets any gifts next week.
All right,
thanks a lot, Dave. All right. Cool beans. We're going to slide
put some gummy worms in there.
Thanks for listening.
All right,
Get out there. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the fun. Enjoy the sun before it snows again.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week. For Jerry Proviance, Captain David Stiles, or Brother David Stiles.
And Captain Katie.
Captain Katie, and Dan from Tag Along Outdoors. We're going to slide out of here. We're going to see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Jerry will be back next Friday, right here on the Voice of Muscatine, to talk about fishing, life, and even a few jokes. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next Friday. Jerry's Bait and Tackle Outdoor Show on the Voice of Muscatine. I think I got a big one on the line, Jer. Gonna need a bigger boat.
But I love to fish.
News Talk Oldies, AM 860 KWPC.